Well, if ever there was a story that summed up the power of a mother's love, this is it. When Jamie Ogg was born, doctors decided his life couldn't be measured in years or even days, but in hours. His tiny body was given to his mother so she could say goodbye and start the grieving process. But that was 2 years ago.
Sometimes I'm transported back to that day and I just think, I'm just lucky, so lucky. You look at him and you think, oh my God, what if we'd lost you?
The only reason 2-year-old Jamie Ogg is alive and celebrating life as a toddler is because of his mother's instinct. Born at 27 weeks, weighing just 1 kilo, twin Jamie struggled to stay alive. The doctors spent 20 minutes trying to resuscitate him, but it was to no avail. It seemed nothing could save baby Jamie.
He turned to look at me while his hands were still on the bed and he said, have you chosen a name for your son? And we said his name is going to be Jamie, and he turned around with him already wrapped up and said he'd lost him. I said, Jamie didn't make it, we've lost him.
It's what happened next that captured the world's attention. In this extraordinary vision, baby Jamie is handed to his mum and dad for a goodbye cuddle, so they could hold and kiss the baby they would never see grow up.
The other half of your mind is saying, you know, this is possible. What if he survives through this? Miracles do happen.
Today Tonight first aired the Ogg story in 2010. This home video capturing what they believed were Jamie's first and last moments.
Almost as soon as the last person left the room, he startled, which was the first movement I'd felt of his arms and legs. He started gasping more and more regularly. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? And then a short time later, he opened his eyes.
Unbelievably, this went on for 2 hours. They did call for their doctor twice. Both times he sent the midwife back, telling them Jamie's actions were just natural reflexes. There was no possible way he could still be alive.
I remember looking at you at one stage going, what if he lives? And we were both giggling like kids, like, he might live. Like, we could be the luckiest people ever.
The Oggs continued to nurse Jamie skin to skin for 2 hours. It's a medical practice called kangaroo care, used for premature babies. Eventually the doctor returned, shocked to discover Jamie was still alive. It was nothing short of a miracle.
And they'd all said they'd never heard of anything like that happening before.
2 years on, and he's now a healthy, thriving boy, revelling in his parents' love.
Because he often gets into the same position when we're having a snuggle on the couch and puts his ear, like he, lays his head sideways on my chest like that.
When we thought he had passed away, we were saying, listen, if you live through this, we'll take you kayaking, we'll teach you to climb, we'll teach you to sail. All these promises we made, and I was out jogging the other morning thinking, well, we better start living up to those things soon.
Jamie's resilience continues to shine. Despite doctors' fears of brain damage because of the lack of oxygen after his birth, he's reached all of his milestones and is a bright and beautiful boy.
There was one, only about a year ago, I think, of a woman whose baby was actually sent to the mortuary, and it was discovered after that the baby was still alive. That, again, makes us count our lucky stars that we didn't send Jamie away when we were told he was dead. Because we chose to hold him, he survived.
That's Dean Cassidy with a beautiful story of hope.